Sam Betts, defensive line coach for Rock Hill High School in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I developed the correct step made by Fisher from Salisbury, North Carolina, to get my players to come off the ball as slow and hard as I possibly could. Over the years, I realized it wasn't the way they were coming off the ball or keeping their head and shoulders down, but it was their feet. So I concentrated on correct footstep to try to get them to come off low and hard and get underneath the pads of the offensive line. Today we have the correct step, and we want to demonstrate the correct step by, first of all, how do you line up on it? If we want to come straight off the ball, get into our opponent, okay, I want to line up my crotch on the center diamond where my feet are placed over each hole. If I'm slanting or coming off at an angle or the reach block or cutoff blocks, I want to move over my feet. If I want to go to the right, I put my right foot on the center diamond. If I want to go to the left, then I put my left foot on the center diamond right there. If I want to do a lateral step, if I'm going to come across the face of somebody, then I move down to the end of the board, okay? Put my feet at the end of the board right here, again, where I can lateral step into the hole, okay, and then come off the ball right there. The reason I developed the correct step was to eliminate some of the bad steps that my players were using to come off the line of scrimmage. The first one I noticed was players were coming off the line of scrimmage, they overstride. Okay, they step too light, they didn't take that 6-inch jab step we like to develop, or the 6-inch directional step. They overstride, got a too big a step, and I found out once they overstride, then the distance from their chest to their knee increased right there. Okay? The second step was the flat-footed step. They step flat-footed, okay, instead of coming off on their toe. What this did was make them waddle out underneath the chute instead of coming up the ball hard and low. The third step was come out and they placed their heel first, okay? Heel first, okay, and then their toe, which made them hesitate or stop for a second before they come off on the second step. Third step was to eliminate the bucket step or the drop step, okay? Or to eliminate the no step at all and they step with the wrong foot, okay? Or they step or crossover step all the way across the board. So these steps we try to eliminate using the correct step, and we've been very successful at doing it. All right, the first thing I like to do is make sure my players are in a proper stance. That's the basics of coming off the line of scrimmage. They have to be in a proper stance to do so. Always keep your shoulders slightly wide, their feet slightly wider than their shoulders. They squat down, bend their knees, to place their down hand right in front of their inside inside leg right here. Knees are slightly bent, hips are slightly higher than the shoulders. Their head's a natural extension of the body. They roll their eyes up, looking out through the inside, the top of their eyes. Other hand, up hand is always out in front of them. Make sure they're ready to shoot up in the pads of the offensive line or defensive line. First thing I do when I get in the shoot, I say stance check. They get in the proper stance. I make sure they're in the proper stance every time they come off the ball. Okay, the first drill we want to do is what we call a one-step Superman. What I want to do is develop them step in a 6-inch jab step, making sure they come out on their toe. Here we go. Stance check. Set. Hit. What it is, they step in the hole with their toe, of course come up to there and dive. One step. Set. Hit. Hit. Set. Hit. Hit. All right, the second drill we want to do is what I call two-step Superman. All right, what we want to do is we want to step in the hole, my second step across the board 18 inches, and take another dive. Now it's toe, toe, dive. Making sure they're keeping their hands, shoulders down, bringing their hands back and get them out in front of them. off the ball straight ahead, we want to come off at a 45-degree angle. What we want to do is we want to step at a 45-degree angle, make sure our toe is pointing in the direction we want to go. We take a one step, then we dive, making sure we get our toe on the ground instead of our heel or flat footed. Here we go. Set, stance check. Notice his foot going off the angle, his foot is on the center. Dive. Okay. Good, good, good. Well. Set. Alright, now we're going to do this two-step Superman, coming off the 45-degree angle. So he'll step, make sure his toes going in that direction. Then he wants to step on the white line right here, making sure he gets plenty of distance across the line. Put your foot on the center. Right? Stance check. Set. Hit. Hit. Two-step Superman. Now you do this to the right, we also do this to the left. Making sure to get that toe pointed in the direction they want to go. Alright. One thing you have to watch for on their foot. You want to make sure their toe is pointing in the direction they want to go. Step. Right there. Make sure your players aren't stepping and keeping their foot straight. Go back. Set. Hit. Right there. Make sure their foot is not straight, okay? Make sure they're pointing in the direction they want to go. Also, what the other players do is they step in the direction you want to go, step, okay? Then the second step is out here, which brings them out here. Now it's taking them away from the place they want to go. If you're slanting towards the defensive lineman's next, be the neck or his hip, or if you're slanting to the gap, you want that second step going in the direction you want to go. Set, reset, right there. Our next drill is the gather and chop. Gather and chop. What we do is we want to step, make sure we get our 6-inch jab step. The second step is across the board. We'll make sure we're on our toes. Then we want to gather our feet, keep our hips up underneath us. Set. Hit. Hit. Set. Hit. Hit. Also, we want to work on coming off at an angle, okay? Making sure you keep our base up underneath us. We've got the board here. Make sure we keep our base up underneath us. Don't get our feet too close together. Hit. Make sure we get that second ball. Set. Hit. Hit. All right. No, you want to go right. We want to go left. Set. Hit. Set. This way. Set. Hit. All right, the next drill we want to do is the flat line drill. We want to go either right or left on here, so this way we're going to go to our right. All right, all we want to do is we want to make sure we get across proper steps. 6-inch jab step, get the second step across the board, hips across the line of scrimmage. Then we want to work flat down the line of scrimmage. But it gets the guys pursuing flat down the line of scrimmage instead of running the hump. Here we go. Set. Hit. Hit. Set. Hit. Hit. The next drill is what I call the redirect drill. Okay, which means we're going to either slant or go on a 45-degree angle in one way, and then we're going to redirect the ball in the opposite direction. On this drill today, we're going to go to our left on a slant pattern and step on a 45-degree angle on our toe, bringing our second step, then redirecting right to the cone. Gather yourselves right here a little bit. Set. Make sure that foot is on the ground. Set. Yourself down. Yourself down. Set. Alright, what we're going to do now is going to a punch drill, bring our feet and lock our hands out. We're going to step with the right foot, make sure we've got a 6-inch jab step with the right foot in the right hole. Okay, get our second step across the board, get into the dummy, keep our hands down, lock out, and punch. Next drill is going to be the escape drill, where we're going to shed the block and get to the football off of our hit and our punch and our locking our hands out on the offensive defensive line. Break down over the cone, fellas. We're going to do the same drill. We want to come off the ball, we want to hit, punch, lock out, and then we want to escape off the block and get to the cone, flat down the line of scrimmage. This time we're going to do a slant to our left and escape off the block to our right. Hit. Good job. Good job. On you. Okay, these are the drills I use that do help us in the coming off the ball low and hard on the correct step. Footwork is important to us, and we work on it every day. Every day we work on a correct step, making sure we get our foot placement, our jab steps, getting our feet pointing in the right direction for us to get to where we need to go. Our philosophy is to get our hips across the line of scrimmage, making sure we're taking the battle to the opponent. The correct step will help. The drills that I incorporate here will help us tremendously. And the drills that you incorporate in your drills will help you also.